Okay, guys, so this is lesson one. If you remember last week when I gave you a peek into this week, I told you that I was going to roll social studies and our reading and writing all together. So before we left for spring break, we had finished American Revolution and the Constitution and how we set up the government. So what is next is exploring West and westward expansion. So the first thing in your HMH, one of your assignments is the Get Curious video. So this is the beginning of a new unit, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch that video. It's real short, kind of cheesy, but that's okay. It's two kids that are pioneer children, and they talk about what it's like to pack up all their things and move west. So to give you a little bit of background knowledge, and you're gonna learn about this here in a minute on your reading for today. Basically, the United States ends up purchasing all of the land west of the colonies. Lots of that land they purchased. And then they want people to move out there and settle that land. So the government will give them a piece if they'll stay there and farm it. And it's a great opportunity for some people, but it's very, very difficult. So that little Get Curious video is the first thing that you're going to watch. Talks about hardships. We're going to talk about that word in just a second. But basically what it means is things that were very difficult along their journey. So these families had to pack up all of their stuff and move everything they had west, and it was very dangerous. So watch the Get Curious video when you're finished with that. The next thing on there is called Why Go West, and that's a short read, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like in the textbook. Okay, and so it's just like one page, and you're going to read this, and it's going to explain to you more in depth about what I was saying about purchasing land and what it was like for a chance for these people to own land and why they might want to move west, why it would be worth it to them. So after you read those pages, so it's pages 248 and 249, again, looks like this, Why Go West? Then if you open the assignment called Guiding Questions, looks like this in Google Drive, you're going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3 just from those 2 pages, okay? So let me read you those questions so that you kind of know what you're looking for. So question 1, it says, when and why did many people begin to migrate west? So why did people go west? Number 2, how did this westward migration affect Native Americans? So Native Americans, remember, you've studied those. We studied those in 4th grade and a little bit in 5th grade too. Native Americans like Indians. How did all of these people all of a sudden moving west, how did it affect their lives? And then the third question is, what do you think would be important character traits for a pioneer to have? So we've talked about character traits all year long. That was our very first lesson this year. So what do you think? What kind of character traits do you think a pioneer would need? After reading your text for today, what kind of qualities do you think a pioneer would need in order to be successful? Okay, so let's go. Let's just kind of recap a little bit. Number 1, go watch the Get Curious video. Number 2, read your Why Go West short read. Then number 3, answer the guiding questions for lesson 1. All right, and then here's just a little bit of extra for you. Since it is a new unit, we have those 4 unit vocabulary words. This is not for the week. You're not going to be tested on these or anything like that, but I just want you to know them because this is what I would teach you if you were here. So the first one we're going to talk about is native. All right, so native, a person, animal, or plant that is described as native to a place was born in that place. So it says sunflowers are native to the northern regions of the United States. Can you think of a flower that is native to Texas? What place are you native to? So if you were born here in Texas, you are probably a native Texan. Okay, so native. All right, I kind of like this one, epic. An epic event is very large and impressive and sometimes heroic. So if you don't know, it's the pyramids of Giza. So here's a sentence that uses the word epic. It says, thousands of workers faced great danger during the epic construction of the Egyptian pyramids. So, why do you think that building the pyramids of Giza, why do you think that that was an epic event? If you think about it, today people still travel and go see them because it's just fascinating. But can you think of anything, any other epic event? I mean, honestly, kind of what we're going through is epic. I mean, it's just very different times. It's an epic transition for all of us, for sure, with this COVID-19, everything that it's caused. But anyways, tell me in the comments below on this one if you can think of something else that's epic. All right, this one, super easy. You're gonna like this one. Victory. I think, hopefully, I know all of you have experienced a victory at some point. When you achieve a victory, you overcome a challenge or win against a competitor. So it says reaching the end of the long and difficult tournament was a victory for the winning soccer team. And I know. Leave me comments below. What's a time that you experienced a victory? Tell me what you can think of. And thinking kind of back, tying in with our Wild West, what do you think would have been considered a victory for the pioneers? Okay, last one for today, Midland. So Midland, the middle of a country is sometimes called the Midland. So this is like the current day United States, how all the states are mapped out. During the Wild West time or westward expansion, we didn't have all of the states' borders yet. But if you remember, the 13 colonies were over here and they were moving west. So Thomas Jefferson and other leaders, they purchased, the biggest one was the Louisiana Purchase. So they purchased a bunch of this land west, and that's what they're talking about in our short read today. Okay. All right. So those are the things I wanted to go over with you. Again, those vocabulary words are just bonus for the entire unit, not just this week, but that is not what your vocabulary assignment is. Just want to be clear about that. I just wanted to give you some extra words, some extra vocabulary. Also, here is something you can do today, and I will link this in Google Classroom as well. After you have done everything on lesson 1, so after you watch the Get Curious video, after you have read the short read and answered the guiding questions for today, then you can get on Oregon Trail and play Oregon Trail for a little bit. And tell me how it goes. Tell me if you make it or if you don't make it, and tell me why. What were some challenges that you faced? Have some fun playing on that. And after you have done your lessons this week, if you want to continue playing on it, you are more than welcome to, as long as it's okay with your parents. Okay, so I think that this is it for lesson 1. But again, leave me comments in the box if you need to. If you have any questions, email, anything, let me know. All right.